Well, pretty much what I expected out of that one. Um, Boston 91, Lakers, LA Lakers, or excuse me, 96 to 89. Okay. So, yeah, kind of what I expected. I picked the Celtics to win along with picking the under at 190. So, yeah, it was a little uglier early on than I thought. Again, I thought both teams were playing hard. It's just a lot of the times the shots just didn't go in. And sometimes that just happens. So, in the fourth quarter, the Boston bench came on and made a huge contribution and ended up making the final point count a little more respectable with a monster fourth in general, really. But yeah, the starters, like starting with Boston, we'll start with them because they won. KG was very okay. Pierce was pretty good. I liked what I saw from Pierce. He went to the hole, he got boards, hit his free throws down the stretch. Thought he played a nice game. Perkins did a nice job defensively and offensively. He can do whatever, and it's not a big deal. But he scored a couple of buckets, which is nice. Ray Allen was very okay. Again, not what you want from a guy like him. Rondo was poor, 10 points, uh, 3 dimes. I thought it was a very poor game from Rondo. So when you look at all that, it doesn't seem to bode well for the Celtics. But the player of the game, I'm going with Glen Davis. 18 points, 5 boards, and he's smaller than everyone else out there, so he has to try hard to make contributions, and he did. Picked up a couple of steals, was grabbing boards against the much taller Lakers bigs, scored 18 points, got to the line a couple of times. Definitely the player of the game for me. Close second would be his bench buddy, Nate Robinson. Hit a couple of threes a little earlier, and then later in the game he got into the paint, scored some buckets in there, provided a lot of energy off the bench, and I got to give it to those guys. I was thinking about Pierce, but I think the second player of the game has to be Nate Robinson for going out there and giving the team a spark. And that's really the story for Boston. Those two guys were great. Tony Allen played awesome defense on Kobe, but offensively was nothing. Sheed, I thought, played a poor game. Picked up a dumb technical, picked up a lot of fouls, only hit one shot. Um, yeah, I didn't really like too much what I saw from Sheed. So, yeah, the guys who played well were limited to Pierce, Perkins, and Robinson Davis. So, yeah, that was pretty much it for them. And when you can ride your bench to a victory, it's always huge because you can't really count on that. So it's like found money. It's a great to be able to win a playoff game with your bench players. So on the other side, let's look at the Lakers, the losers tonight, falling to 2-2 in the series. They're still relatively in control, but they are looking at a uphill battle now, especially with Bynum apparently getting hurt again. He didn't look quite right. I thought he obviously grabbed a couple of rebounds, had a putback, but not himself. So no idea what we're going to get from him going down the line, but that tests their depth, something that they can't really afford to do right now. So yeah, you have that. Our test, I thought, was a little better offensively today. He didn't take as many shots. He hit a couple. Had a big 3-point play when LA was trying their furious comeback. Grabbed some boards, and I thought his defense was fine. Not as good as it was in games 1, 2, and 3, but I thought his defense was fine. Um, Pau Gasol, not a very good fourth quarter, but his game was quite good. 21 points, 6 boards, got to the line. I thought he played fairly well, but he did miss some shots he usually makes. Got to be said. Kobe was spectacular, 33 points, 6 boards, 6 of 11 from downtown, got to the line late in the game. Early on, he wasn't getting the whistle, but later on, he did. Yeah, hitting all his threes, efficiently scoring 33 points on 22 shots is great. So really, when you're looking at it, based on all of that, and then you have Odom, who I thought played pretty well, 10 points, 7 boards, gave him some quality minutes, I thought. So when you look at all that, it's really almost a little surprising that the Lakers lost because of all the big time players on Boston that didn't play well and the big time players on LA who did play well. So, you know, Fisher had a little run in like the third quarter, but he didn't have that great of a game. Shannon Brown scored some buckets when he got in. Farmar, came in and did his thing. I kind of liked what Farmar did actually. Kind of liked it. So yeah, really, I have some nice things to say about a lot of these LA players, but they didn't get the win. So what does it come down to? Obviously, Bynum limping around didn't help. I think that was the central point of focus because obviously LA got out rebounded, out hustled, and Bynum moving like a guy with a bum leg. It's big, and he's got 2 days to rest it now. And if it doesn't make a big comeback for the next game, then it might be trouble. So yeah, it was actually a pretty well played game. It was intense. I just thought early on the shots weren't falling and it wasn't all that entertaining. Kobe had his best game of the series, came in a loss. And like I said, player of the game was Glen Davis. Runner up, Nate Robinson. That sounds a little funny, but I think it's warranted in this situation. Those two guys, just so much energy off the bench, meant more than anything else in this game. So, yeah, we'll learn more about Andrew Bynum's situation as the week goes along, hopefully. And I might have some more to say on that before the next game, but more than likely I'll, have commentary on Game 5 after it's done. I don't know what we're getting out of Game 5 at all, actually. Um, I kind of feel like the Lakers are going to find a way to pull it out, but I'm not really sure what to expect. I did expect Boston to win tonight, as they did. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Um, LA played well individually. I didn't think they played so well as a team. And you can't get beat up by Glen Davis and Nate Robinson like they did. It's just not something you can afford to happen. So, yeah, that's just about everything. I mean, it's kind of funny looking at these stat sheets, seeing all the LA players that I thought did their job, and looking at the Boston team, a lot of players who didn't, and it still worked out for them because, again, of that monster fourth quarter from the bench. It was crazy. Yeah, so maybe we'll see some DJ Mabenga in Game 5, but I'm going to talk about Game 5 probably after it's done. So see you guys later. I am out.